Okay, components, real fast. So components are like, I don't know how to really describe it, but a component is a feature on Figma that allows you to have different variants of one element inside one body. So you have different
Okay.
versions of that same element, but it's the same thing that you're talking about. So let's say there's a parent and
Okay.
then he has lots of kids. So their family is like the components, but in that family, you have the father, you have the child, you have the mother, you have the sister, you have the twins, and all that. So that is what component
Okay.
is. Now, um, if you are creating, let's just create a simple one now. So if you're creating components, you make sure there's a, let me type something now. We have yes and no, right?
Yes.
So this is an example. You have yes here, you have no here. So if you click on the background, if you don't click on anything, you won't see how to turn it into components. You have to click on something. So when you click on something, you see these controls, not that one. Hold on.
On top.
Yes, on top, these controls here. So this is the one
Yeah.
for create component. So when you click on this,
Okay.
you will see create component. If you click it, it's going to create the component. To turn to purple. Have you seen it now? So this is yes.
Yeah.
If you click on this one too, you see no. But if you don't want to do it that way, you can select both of them together and then come here. You click on the arrow. You know you selected two items, now multiple items. You come to this arrow
Okay.
and you come to create component set. So here, if
Okay.
you do this, it's going to create one component with this as variants. So it has already created it for you like that. So it's a fast way. It's Figma's new feature. So instead of you selecting create component, select create component, then you now combine. It will just do it
I just
automatically
added
for
two of
you.
them.
Yes. So if you don't do it that way, the former method is that you create component like this, then you come here, you create component like this. These are two different components. You see this diamond shape. This diamond shape
Mm.
beside here is for components. You get
Okay.
these four diamonds. You see that there are four different diamonds. So by the time you group both of them like this, you select both of them, you come here, you see combine as variants. So it is here that you will now select because you want to make both of them the same component.
Component for different
Yeah, you want to make both of them the same component. So you combine as variants. So now you see like, oh, it's now one component and then you have yes and no inside the stuff, inside the component. Okay, sorry. Anyway, let's continue. God, wahala. Sorry. Okay, so this is basically the component. But what this means is that you can, when you are creating your files, your prototype, and you want to say yes or no, you can choose to say yes and you can choose to say no. I'll show you now. So if you want to see your components at work,
Mm.
it depends on what you want to do. If you want, God, let me just shut down my WhatsApp so that it will not embarrass me. Okay, it's off now. So now you have yes, you have no. So if you want to do the prototype, this is a simple example. I'm going to give you, okay, let me not use this example. So let me create a switch now. So I'm creating this rectangle, this small rectangle here. I'll
Yeah.
make it white and give it some corner radius, a lot of corner radius actually. Then I'll create another, I'll double it and reduce the, something like this. Okay.
Mm.
So I'm trying to create a switch, on and off switch. You can do
Oh,
this
okay.
anyhow you want. You can even download it. You can download the icon or something. You can just do it any way you want, but I'm just creating it from scratch. So let's say this is our off switch. I'll change the color though. This is our off switch. This one will be gray. Something like this. So it's off now. So I'm going to group this. This is a group. Then I duplicate it and then bring this one here to make it on, right? So if it's on, let's say it's blue when it's on. So you know this is a group, this is another group. So group one, you create components. Group two, you create components. Then you combine both of them as variants. Now, when you combine them as variants like this, you bring one of the elements, you come to prototype. So prototyping is like you're defining the interactions between these two variants. So you want it that when we tap on this, it will change to this. Then when we tap on this, it will change to this. So that is basically prototyping. So if you let me undo and do it again. If you come here, this is off, right? You can rename it here as off. Then this place, you can rename it as on, like that. Then this component, you can rename the component as switch. Yeah. So this is your switch, this is your on, off, this is your on. Now this off, you want it that when you tap on it, it will come here. So you bring this, you make sure that it's not this one that you are clicking. You make sure that you are clicking the entire group. Then you now bring out this, you drag it like this. So wherever you drag it to, is going to stay, but it can't stay outside the component. You see that it's not working for yes and no. Yes, but when you come here to stick, it will snap automatically. So when you do this, it will snap. You will now check here. You have different interactions, whether click or drag or something, but we want it to be clicked so that whenever somebody clicks on it, it will take the action. So this is the trigger. This is what they call trigger. So this click is what we want to use. Then this is the action. You want to navigate or you want to change or you want to do anything, you want it to change because they are variants. If it is that you want to go from one page to another for frames, that is when you come to navigate. But this one you are changing because it's a prototype. Changing works for prototypes only. So change to, that's what you click. Then the animation is how you want it to change. You want it to just snap instantly or dissolve or smart animate. So I'll pick smart animate like this. Then ease out, ease in. This one is like the speed at which it will animate. So this easing is like it will come in fast and it will come in slowly and then be fast at the end. Ease out is it will come in fast, it will be slow at the end. You need to just study these ones on your own. I can't really explain everything to you. Yeah. So here I'm going to pick ease out. So it will be fast in the beginning, then it will be slow at the end, something like that. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've defined this one. Then if I come here, I want to also send it that when someone taps on this one, it will move back to this. So you bring this back here. So that is that about component. You see, this one is already on click, change to smart animate, ease out. This is the speed, 300 milliseconds. It's like 1/3 of a second. So it's quite fast, but it's still slow. Yeah. Okay. So that is that. Now, we've defined this component now. If you want to see it in action, you create a frame. If you don't create a frame, you can still see it in action because if you play this something now, you kukuma see it. But the thing is, it's basically, have you seen it that it's not even showing here? I think Figma has upgraded it, so it's not showing. Before it used to show, but you won't be able to do anything with it. So now to make it work, you are going to create a frame. So create a frame, and you know how to create frames, right? You just pick the frame that you want. So here, you know that once you create a component, Figma will register it as an asset. If you come here
Okay.
at this corner. So when you come to assets, you see the components we created. This button component is on page 1. What I'm doing is on page 2 right now. This page is page 2. So I already have page 1 for the video I did yesterday. So that is where this button is. This button like this.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we are on page 2. This is page 2. We can see our years that we did first. You can see the switch. You see that it's labeling it the way we renamed
Yes.
it. Exactly. So that's how to be. So I'm back to page 2 now. I want to put the switch on my what is it called? I want to put the switch on my frame. So I come to
Frame.
assets and then I drag the switch here. So this is the switch. I will change the color of this frame so that you can appreciate it. Something like this. No. Like this. Yeah. Now, okay. Let me put agree. So that you know that, like, you don't just put the switch, you have to put something beside it so that people will know what they are
Yeah.
doing with the switch. Okay, now,
Mm.
when you check the page, you already have something like this. So this is agree. You see that this is an arrow. Can you see the cursor? It's an arrow right
Yes.
now. But when you come to this component, this variant here, you can see that it has changed to hand. So it means that
Yes.
this is something you can interact with. This agree is not changing because you can't do anything about it. So if
Yes.
you come here, it changes to hand. It shows that there's something you can do. So when you click it, can you see that it has
Mhm.
changed? Do you get it now?
I get it.
So as I'm clicking, it's changing. As I'm clicking, it's changing. It won't stop. So that's basically what components do. So you define it, whatever you want to do, you do it like that. So you, whether you want it on or off, you just do it that way. So that's part 1. That's like the most simple explanation of components like that. So that's how they do it. Then let me teach you another style. So another style is the hover. Okay, now you have this, you have your off, you have your on, right? Yeah. So you know that this on will only happen when you click. You know it's on click that we did. So I want to add
Yeah.
something now. I want to call it over. So this one, I've made another variant here, but this one I'm going to color this white a little bit. I'm going to color it, let's see. I'm going to color
Light gray.
it, yeah, light gray. But it won't be so, okay, something like this. So now I want it to be that when I point at it, you know, when I point at it like this, there's no
It
color,
will
there's
hover,
nothing.
hover like this.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it will only change to hand, but the component itself is not changing. So I want it to be like when I point at it, it will change, but it will not change to on. It's still off, but it will not. Let me just show you. So it's what we call hover. So it means that when you hover, especially when you're using desktop, when you hover on this, it will show this. So it's showing that something is happening. Let me show you an example here. Okay.
Even on your tabs, the tabs are over. Like
The
if
what?
you go on any tab to, I mean the tabs up.
Yeah.
If you hover around it, it will change color.
Yes, something like this. Can you see? So that's it. Even the components, you see that when I hover here, it's bringing a
Yes.
border
Okay.
around it. It's bringing
Yes.
yes, that is the meaning of hover. Very good. So if you want to make it that when you hover around this, when you hover here, to change to here, you just bring this plus again because you know you've clicked this group, this off. So you bring it here to the one you want. Then instead of drag, because it can't be click again, you see that it has disabled the click because when you
Yeah.
click something, it must take you to only one place. It can't take you to two places at a time. And you've already
Yeah.
said it should take you
You have already
to
done for click.
exactly so seconds. then you change to another screen, will navigate to. You see that change to has been disabled too because
Yes.
it's not a component. They are frames, not components. So it can't be changed. So it will navigate to what? To this other one. Then
Yeah.
smart animate is out. That's just it. So when you come to this page and you play it, this is the first screen, right? That we should come here. So it's already reading the 5 seconds. A person that it has changed.
It
You see
has
that you
changed.
didn't press anything, you didn't do anything, but it's after delay. So they use this one for things like what are the examples of things you can use after delay for? Probably
Ads.
the ads,
Ads.
exactly. Very good. So adverts, maybe you're prototyping and you're like, okay, let this page show an ad. And then when it's after 5 seconds, you come to this place, it changes to another screen. So that's what they do. Then for countdowns too. I did one thing on countdown like that one time. Let me see if I can
Okay.
do it again. It's quite long ago. Do you have patience?
Yes, we can do
Okay,
it.
let's try. So I will just do 1 to 3. We want to count down from 3 to 1, 3 to 0. So we have 3, we have 2, we have 1, we have 0. Now I'm going to increase the space between them so that they will make sense. So this is how to increase space between paragraphs. I've
Okay.
done this and brought it inside here. I will make a mask. I didn't teach you guys mask, so you should watch how to make mask here. I'll first bring a shape, the shape I want to use to make the mask. Oh, so this is a circle here. Make it smaller, like 60 or 64, something like this. So this is 64. Then this, our numbers, I'll bring it inside here. I want this circle to go to the back, send to back. Yeah, so you see that these 3 are not, they must be on the ellipse. Then this is not the mask here too. I've not started. So to make the mask, you bring another ellipse or you duplicate this one. So I've duplicated this
Okay.
one now. Then I'll bring it to front, bring to front. Then I'll use it to cover this part. Is that how
Yeah.
to do it? Do I even remember? Then, okay. Then I selected the ellipse in front, not the one at the back, but the one in front
In
and
front.
the what's it called? The numbers.
Numbers.
Then you see here, use as mask. So when I use it as mask like this, okay, I knew there is one error here. It's been long I used mask sharp. So I think this one will be down. This ellipse will be down. Then you click
Okay.
this one and use as mask. Yes, this is it. So the ellipse will be down, but it's not the last ellipse. It's just here.
Okay.
Now the number. So what you are going to do is that let me take this one away. So what you want to do is that you will duplicate this frame like
Frame.
this. Yes, we are counting down from 3 to 0,
Okay.
right? So when you're counting down, you will write all the numbers from the highest to the
So
lowest.
so the next one will be 2.
Yes, exactly. So this next one, this 3 here, you move it up so that 2 will
2.
show. Then this one,
Okay.
you move it to 1.
So 1.
Yeah. And this last one, you move to 0. If you move it and it's not on a straight line, it's going to show on your prototype. So you have to make sure that it's on a straight line. Use your arrow keys to move it up and down, not sideways. Do you get?
Yeah.
So now, if you want to do it now, you come to prototype and do after delay. So after 1 second, you change this one to after delay. And that is, okay, if you do, 1 second means 1,000 milliseconds, right?
Yes, I understand.
Yeah. So if you have 800 here and you have 300 here, if you add them together, it's already more than 1 second. So you make sure that whatever you are putting, is what? It adds up to 1000 milliseconds. So this one could be 700 and 300, but I like to use, yes, 700 and 300 is not bad. 700 and 300. So that is what is going to happen. Smart Animate is important. If you use instant, you won't like it. So Smart Animate will show you that scrolling thing, that
Movement.
scrolling effect. Exactly, the scrolling movement. So you do the same thing for this one. After delay, I'm going to change it, don't worry. After delay. So after delay, 700. Yeah. So that is that. So if you check now, this one is already on after delay here, and delay here. So let's play it. We don't have flow two. We don't have all this flow two, flow whatever. They appear only because when I created the frames, there was no interaction initially. So right now we
Yes.
have our flow one and all that. So okay, let's restart. Can you see? And you see the
Yes.
countdown. So that is it.
Yeah.
You see that you're not pressing anything. It's just
And it's
counting
counting.
down. Exactly. So if you have 100 to 0, this is how you will do it too. You will start from 100 to 99 to blah, blah, blah. Exactly. It's kind of hard, right? No, there's actually a way around it that you will do 9, then you like 9 will be static, then the second 9 will roll to 0, then the 9 will
Okay.
change to 8, something like that. I've not practiced it, but that's how to
Okay.
do it. So I hope you've learned something. You just try to
Okay.
do all
But
these
there's,
things.
there's something.
Okay.
It, no, we did a paragraph of 3210. Kind of
Okay.
missed how they disappeared. Like the first one and the first frame
The
is
first
just
frame.
three that show.
Yes.
Like how were we able to mask 210?
Eh. Okay. Oh. I thought I explained it the other time. So
Yeah, you explained it, but
you didn't get it.
I know there is a sec there's a then it's an ellipse on that,
Yes. Yes.
and there's one on top. Then the
Yes.
three.
This is it.
Well,
Let me do it again here. This is an
okay,
ellipse,
please.
right? So
Uh,
you want to put text. This is 3210, but
mm,
like this. So you make sure that the ellipse is under, because you want the ellipse to mask and the number to
mm,
be on top. So the ellipse should be
yeah.
under. If you check here, this is how you will know that it's under. So ellipse is under this.
Yes.
So you pick this and this, you select both of them together. You are not grouping them or anything. You just select
Mm.
together and then you come here. This is the place, beside the component place.
Okay. 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 Yeah. Yes.
Yes, use as
Use that
mask. Yeah.
mask.
So
I
you
remember
bring
now.
the three and bring it inside here.
I
So
remember
this is
now.
okay. Good. So
Thank
I
you.
think we are done now for today. If you have,
All
I
right.
don't like to make the lectures really, really long
Yeah.
because yeah. So this
It
grade
gets
that is showing,
tiring.
this grade that is showing,
Yes.
not this one, not this one. This is the
Okay.
gray. Is that last what's it called?
Ellipse.
Ellipse that is showing. So you can take it away and you still have your three. You get.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is that about components. So we did some components and a little bit of prototyping. So you should know how
Okay.
to switch
Set
from one
component
page to another now.
to
So when you
another.
have sign up, let's say you have this agree now. Let's say you sign up and you want it to be like when you click on sign up, it will bring you to this page. You just do like this. You
A
get
link to the
a
next
link
page.
to it. So you define your link here. You come here, click, navigate, and all that. So that's how
You
you do
add
your
you
prototype.
add an action to the
Yes, to the
button.
button. Very good. You add an action, you add an interaction to it, and the